हाँ जी, तो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. So let us now start the class.
Right, so now we come to Article 4.13, the ion implantation, an alternative method of introducing dopants and other atoms into the near surface of a semiconductor with the need of shallower junction, lower temperature processing, and more precise control in ion implementation has become a workhorse manufacturing process. In ion implantation, an impurity is introduced into the semiconductor by creating ions of impurity accelerated the ions of high energy ranging from 5 kilovolt to 5 kilo electron volt to 1 mega electron volt, and then shooting the ions into the semiconductor. As one might suspect, the ion implanted ion displays semiconductor atoms along their path into the crystal. Moreover, the ions themselves do not necessarily come to rest on lattice surface. A follow-up annealing at integral part of overall process is therefore necessary to remove the crystal damage and activate implement dopants. A simplified schematic of an ion implementation system and photograph of a commercially implemented end station is presented in figure 4.7 and 4.8. Ions of the desired impurity are produced in the ion source shown in the extreme left in figure 4.7. The ions are next accelerated into the mass analyzer where unwanted ions also produced in the ion source are removed. The ions, ये पहले ज़रा repeat हो गया था. The resulting ion beam is then accelerated to the preset operating potential focused and finally scanned over the surface of the wafer. Scanning is accomplished electrostatically by mechanically moving the wafer or by combination of the two methods. An electrical contact to the wafer allows a flow of electron to neutralize the implemented ions. A very precise determination of the total number of implanted ions per centimeter square, called the dose and given by symbol phi, is obtained by integrating the target current over time of the implant. The concentration profile produced by ion implantation has a general form of a Gaussian distribution function given by equation 4.3. Like diffusion, portion of silicon wafer can be masked during an ion implementation. Thin films of silicon oxide, silicon 3 and 4, and less frequently processed photoresist and aluminum has been used for this purpose. Basically, the implanted ions are stopped in the masking material before reaching the underlying silicon. Ion implementation offers a number of advantages over diffusion. It is intrinsically a low temperature process, with the implantation itself usually being performed at room temperature. The follow-up anneal is often some other high temperature step in the IC integrated circuit fabrication, such as subsequent oxidation. If a separate anneal is required, it can be performed at temperatures as low as 600 degrees C under optimum condition. In any event, undesirable spreading of a concentration profile is minimized using ion implementation. Ion implementation also affords very precise control of the impurity concentration, and virtually any atom can be implanted into any given substrate. An interesting recent development in the implantation of high dose of oxygen into silicon, producing a silicon oxide layer below the surface of the wafer, and thereby leading to silicon on insulator structures. Finally, note from figure 4.9 that implementation typically yields very shallow concentration profile. Implants thus thus come to replace the pre-doping step in the diffusion and are ideally suited for a number of modern device structures required extreme shallow junctions. Right, next we come to the next article, that is article 4.1.4, lithography. In discussing diffusion and ion implementation, we talked about silicon oxide or some other masking material covering portion of the wafer. Selective removal of a thin film at prescribed regions across the surface of a wafer. The patterns of insulators and metal requiring a forming ICs is achieved through a process called lithography. Photographs of a production line is shown in figure 4.10. So this is 4.10, which shows the process of lithography. Major steps in lithography process is shown in figure 4.11 using the patterning of a silicon oxide film as an example. The top surface of the silicon oxide covered wafer is first coated with an ultraviolet light sensitive material called photoresist, which is supplied as a liquid. The few drops of the liquid are placed on the wafer and the wafer is spun at high speed to produce a thin film coating. After spinning, a short pre-bake relatively low temperature from 80 degrees C to 100 degrees C is performed to drive solvent out of the resist and to improve surface adhesion. The hardened photoresist is similar to a photographic emulsion. The next step is to expose the resist through a mask using ultraviolet light as illustrated in figure 4.11b. So here we have the silicon oxide. Here we have the resist. This is the resist, and here we have the mask, and here we have the ultraviolet light. The mask here is carefully prepared glass or quartz photoplate containing a copy of the pattern to be transferred to the silicon oxide film. Darkened regions in the emulsion on the mask block the ultraviolet light. Regions of the photoresist exposed to the light undergo a chemical reaction which varies with the type of resist being employed. In negative resists, the areas where the light strikes become polymerized and more difficult to remove. When placed in a developer, the polymerized regions remain while the unexposed region dissolve and wash away. The next result after deployment is pictured on the right hand side of figure 4.11c. Positive resist contains the large amount of Positive resists contain large amounts of sensitizer that dramatically slows when exposed to light, leading to preferential removal of exposed region as shown in the left hand side of figure 4.11c. So here we have figure 4.11c, the silicon oxide, the resist, and this is the positive resist, and here we have the negative resist. Positive resist contains large amount of sensitizers that dramatically slow down the dissolution rate of resist in an alkaline developer. This sensitizer breaks down when exposed to light, leading to perpetual removal of exposed region as shown in figure on the left side of figure 4.11c. Negative resist was widely used early in IC processing. Positive resist is now the main type in which in use because it affords better small geometric control. The final set of steps involves transferring the pattern of silicon oxide film immediately following exposure and developmental. The photoresist is given in hard bake heating from 20 to 30 minutes at 120 to 180 degrees C to further increase adhesion to the wafer and to improve resistance to the subsequent etch. The acid etch preferred over silicon oxide HF in the case of silicon oxide is then used to dissolve unprotected regions of the underlying film. Lastly, the photoresist having completed the job is stripped away. This is accomplished by using chemical solution that swells and lifts the results or by oxidizing the resist in an oxygen plasma system called Asher. The limits of the ultraviolet based lithography process just described are being pushed by the ever shrinking dimension of modern devices. Ultraviolet sources with shorter wavelength and specially compensating technique have expanded the small dimension limit. Nevertheless, lithographic systems employing X-rays are being developed and are likely to come online in the near future. So this was our first part of device fabrication, and in our next lecture we will cover the remaining articles. So